Hey there, everyone. So, this is what I've been contemplating this week, among many other things, but I've been thinking a lot about support the last week or so, maybe the last month. What it means to give it, what it means to receive it, where it's working, where it's not working in my life, and it's a kind of a complex topic, so you can imagine that I haven't come up with anything huge, but there is really something that I've been seeing for myself about support in a new way that you may or may not be able to relate to, but I've been realizing that I myself, and I think a lot of maybe women or caretakers have been really conditioned to sort of believe that what it means to support someone is to actually take responsibility for some part of that other person's needs. And by taking responsibility, I mean, this could be like directly, like I'm going to make sure you eat breakfast in the morning, to I'm going to do your laundry for you. It could be indirectly, like remembering their schedule and making sure someone gets there on time, or even just energetically, sort of that energetic dance of like, ooh, you're angry, so I feel your emotions, so I'm going to try to counterbalance and, sort of take responsibility, I guess, for the needs of another person. And I guess I'm just seeing this in my life in a way that's new, and just realizing how dysfunctional that definition of support is, and in a way how common it is and how unintentional it is. I think that the impetus is often comes from a good place. Me being I don't even know where I learned it from exactly. I think it comes from people who care. From when I do it, it's because I'm caring. But yeah, I guess I'm just kind of realizing that really a lot of times when I support in that way, I often end up feeling unappreciated or underappreciated, maybe angry or resentful or not listened to or heard. And that especially when it's like close friends and family, often the person I'm trying to support doesn't feel supported. They might feel micromanaged or nagged, or they might not even be able to put their finger on it. There's a lack of trust or something kind of weird. So yeah, I've just kind of been thinking about that, and thinking about how noticing where I've learned that and how it's dysfunctional. And I've kind of been thinking about when support feels good to me, who I receive it from when it feels good. And it's like, what if support and what support means is actually more about being able to stand next to someone while they're taking full responsibility for themselves, and you or me, I'm taking full responsibility for myself. What if support looks like, good communication and clear boundaries, and, those times when I can maybe learn how to ask for what I need, but then also be prepared to let the other person to say no and not take it personally, and be able to be resilient and move from there. Sort of like the word that keeps coming to me is thinking about creating more co-supportive environments and more co-supportive relationships in my life and the world around me, and doing what I can to sort of catch some of those patterns. And it's really weird or awkward sometimes, because part of it is that I'm learning the part of me that thinks sometimes that supporting someone has an underlying motive, which is kind of like hard to stomach. And then it's also scary, to be fully responsible for ourselves and to let other people be fully responsible for themselves, and then be confident enough in ourselves that we can navigate the space between those two, as conscious adults. But the truth is that I can never be responsible truly for someone else, and they can never truly be responsible for me. Because we're all have this inherent authority over our beings and our bodies and our emotions and our feelings. And I think that I forget that sometimes, and I think that our society has us forget that sometimes, and I think it's easier to forget that sometimes because it's not always comfortable to take full responsibility for ourselves. So Anyway, I've maybe waxed on philosophical enough about that, but that's something I've been thinking about. I just, you know, wanted to share it because there's a lot in my brain that maybe there's some value to some of you out there. And yeah, hope you feel supported in your life.